You saw things as a child, or felt them no one else could see, and you were told by others that this is your imagination. Then this video here is for you. When I was a child, I had friends, invisible friends nobody else was able to see. And they were guiding me. I was talking to them, I was playing with them. They took me to special places I would never have found alone. And I always had a good time, especially when I went into the nature in a forest. And I did this for many, many years. And my family once asked me, what's so interesting is in the forest when you wander around there. And then, because it was so natural for me, I told them that I meet my friends, my invisible friends. For me, they were visible, but not for them, so I say they're invisible. And then they told me that this is my imagination and it would be better to stop talking to them. And because they were afraid of what was happening. And they thought this might be the beginning of craziness or something like that. And then, of course, I wanted to keep my friends, but they told me that I will get punished if I don't stop these things. So it came to that I forgot about them, not really forgot, but it happened for my protection against my family, that I was not anymore able to talk with them, to play with them, and it looked like for me that they are not there anymore. And maybe they also made it possible to make some disconnection of the perception. Yeah? And many years later, when I started again to be interested in such things, I recognized that those invisible friends, my allies, my light beings around me, that they have been there the whole time, but I was not anymore able to recognize them. And this ability belongs to the third eye, that you are able to see such things. And if you have a similar experience, and then you know those happenings are not imagination, those happenings are true. And this is why it is good to know that this is real, that the feeling is real. And if you like to be taken seriously and talk about those things and train, again, step by step, be guided how to remaster those abilities. Or if you can't remember that you had such abilities, but you like to open your third eye with all those skills and abilities, then see the link below to my community, Japanese Grimoire Society. There we will do exactly those things in practice. And the third eye is here located, but it is not like an eye what is normal. But even with the normal eyes, most people live in the misunderstanding that seeing things is an optical effect. And actually, when you see me here in this video, you think you see it with your eyes in front of yourself, but actually you see it here in your brain, in this lobe of the eyes, that creates the picture. And if you remember something from the past and you see a picture of this, then this is also created here or remembered here in this lobe in the brain for the eye. And if you imagine something, and then this is also here. So if I say, don't look at the pink elephant here standing on my hand, making a water fountain, and you saw a pink elephant now, then of course it doesn't mean that it is here on my hand. It only means that you have created it here in your brain. And same is with perception of invisible things. This means we don't see those invisible things with our physical eyes. We see it with a third eye, not only with this place, but this is a good place to get in touch. Later I will tell you why and how this is working. And this means that this perception is a special skill, and this it is good to know that everything what you see is also a translation from something like a barcode, from something that might look a little different. And this is the reason why many people see things when they have open third eye, which are a little different than others. But it's the same when you say, okay, let's draw the picture of a car on a paper, then you will see not every car on each paper will look same. So you cannot say, oh, if everybody is seeing something different, then of course there's no perception. So this, if you say this, then if some people draw a car on a paper, they don't know how a car looks in reality. So this way of thinking fails here in this case. And to be able to perceive things, we need some basic foundations. And one foundation is to be able to relax. So if you're relaxed, then it's more likely that you can perceive information, perceive pictures, see the invisible things. If you are in stress situation, then the ability to perceive is reduced. And if you have spiritual methods, then in many cases it is said, if you want to get rid of stress, then do this method to relax yourself, and the goal is the relaxation and getting rid of the stress. But if you walk a spiritual path, or maybe also your spiritual master path, then it is only the first step with the relaxation. And hello, and there are many other steps. And this means when you're a child and you can see many things, and later you are not able anymore to see such things, it can also have to do with getting to school, and school is stress, and then you lose some abilities. And later when you train relaxation, meditation, and all those things, that those abilities come back. This is very good. And actually there are 4 types of people who are thinking where to go. 4 types of people of perceiving energy, perceiving information, and things from the invisible world, and also possibilities how to handle it. So the first one are the natural perceivers. Those people are like you maybe and me in the childhood, where everything is natural and you can perceive the things from the material world and the immaterial world. And the astral plane, for example. Also here I'm working in nature, and this is not all what is here around. There's more, because the same place has an astral plane, and at this astral plane are the astral beings, and it's on the same place, but one is a sphere of the spiritual and one is a sphere of the material. And if you're able to connect and reconnect to the spiritual and open your third eye, then you will be able to perceive information and much more from this spiritual astral plane from the same place. Then you might know that, for example, here in this stone formation might live a dwarf or another spiritual being, yeah? And there are many of those. Then you might recognize that you are guided by spirits, for example, like a wolf or something else. Yeah? Many possibilities. Then you see things and know where to go, where you usually would not go with your conscious mind, and find special things that are really helpful for you. Then you're able to talk to stones, to rocks, to trees, and receiving information to walk your path, which is really helpful in the material world, what usual people would not be able to imagine. Yeah? This is the natural perceiving of those things with your third eye. And the next is those people who do not perceive. And this means that they are not those people who have no talent. This means that they just did not train this ability. If you ever heard of the Reiki method by the Japanese Mikao Usui, then you might know that there's an inscription of his on his grave, on a memorial stone, and there's written that Reiki is not only for healing symptoms and illness, it is more for the training of the supernatural abilities everybody already inherits in himself. So this means the ability is there, you only need to train it. Like you have legs, you are born with legs, and you just need to train this ability. Start walking little, walking more, walking long period, running, yeah. And the more you train, and the better the teacher is, and all the conditions you need to walk, to run, to climb, then you can become very good. But if you don't train walking a lot, yeah, it will be just, your ability will be poor or just normal. And same here. So in the Western world, originally, nobody teaches everybody to those abilities, so they are not trained. And because they are not trained, it's impossible to perceive. And if those people start to train, if they have the wish, because, for example, they watch anime and see, wow, this is cool, I feel something in my heart and I really want to be able to do such things, then you might be one of the second group, that you are a non-perceiver at the moment, not because you are not talented, but because you have not trained this ability yet. And then there's a third group, and those are the pretenders. And these are people who pretend to see a lot with the third eye, and this becomes very dangerous if they use this pretending to get authority or power. Yeah? They want to be seen, and they misuse it because they come into the spiritual world where other people also training. They recognize if somebody is able to see a lot, then everybody is watching him, and then they pretend that they see things because it's easy for them. So in the beginning they wanted also to get this ability, but then they saw, if I already have the ability, everybody will watch me and I'm cool. And then they start to pretend. This means they are not able to train because they are pretending, and then they receive authority or power, and maybe those people become teachers. And what is happening then? Yeah, very easy. They will might have students and they pretend to teach them, but they might not be able to do it, or might not be able to learn. And that's then a great pity. And so this is the danger here, and it is good to be able to recognize who is pretending and who is real in such in this perception. Yeah, just to know. So this is a third group, and the fourth group are those people, maybe like you or me. I was before. I was able to the natural perception, but then I was distrained. I mean, people told you not to see it anymore, and this is how those abilities get lost after a while. And maybe some day later you might be able to see again those things. So we have those four groups, and if you have the feeling that you do all those things and that you're interested in those things because you want to be seen, like Naruto, he wants to be seen, then it's good to train and not to pretend. This is and take off the mask of the pretender. Yeah, this is very, very important. And now we come to the point: how is it possible to train such ability? So we know everybody has originally this ability, and it is important to train. And I said before, it is very important to relax. And for the relaxation, we do special practices like meditation, like Shingon Reiki, practices with hands-on healing, and breathing meditation, and many more. And also one very important thing in the way I do it is that we work together with spiritual beings who give you the power and who also protect you, that when you start perceiving information and being in the spiritual realm, that you are safe. Yeah, this is also one important thing, because sometimes it's possible that it becomes dangerous, and the spiritual guides, if they are real spiritual guides and they really like you and they are not evil guides, then they will help you for good things and not for bad things. This is very important. And what is happening here, it's not only this place where you do some exercises only with this place. It's actually it's behind in your brain. It's also called for example, the Eye of Horus or the Nivan Palace. So there are different names from spiritual history which are known. And if you awaken this, and if you're able to go with your conscious mind in there after relaxation, then it will be possible to do a lot of let's people maybe pass.
Okay.
Hello. Then you will be able. More people. Hello. Okay. Now we can go on. So if you manage to focus on this area there, then it's possible to receive information, and this comes through here. This comes through here, but actually. If you only are focused on here or on here, on your crown chakra, then you will have some effects, but you will not be able to go so deep. So you need something else. And what is it? Is it only relaxation? No, this is just a starting point. It is much more. And very important is your fourth chakra, your spiritual heart. So this means it's important to be able to watch things from your heart and to like things. And this means you also have a spiritual eye in here, not only in here. But if you want to make some training for your spirituality and for the perception here, you could, as an exercise, you could take your own finger and be without touching, just in front, and move a little around and sense whether you feel something. And if you don't feel anything, then you could take something like a pen, or I'm just looking here on the ground. Here's a small stick like this, and I can move around here and feel whether there is something, whether I feel something, because everything has energy, and if it's long and thin, it's it's like an arrow, and it's more easy to feel something. Yeah, and then you can make some trainings to feel. But this is only the beginning. Also possible that you not only like this, also doing special training to awaken your inner energy, because when you do this, you will be able to see more inside of your body. And this is, for example, a very important first training, that you make an astral traveling, like scanning through your body and then starting to see things. But when you are focused on what is in the body from a scientific point of view, for example, the inner organs and the bones, you will not be able of seeing what is there in the energetical astral plane, because you're focused on the material plane. This means it's also important to I don't use the information about something what I have, and this is a difficult part, because, for example, many years ago, a friend who is a mother, her child was suddenly gone, and she asked me whether I could find out where this child is. And then I asked her some questions about it, and then I started my perception. And she thought that this child would be in another city because of some reasons, but I recognized that this child was in the same city. We have been here at the in one suburb, and she did not believe to me, and I said, your child is in a house in this and this and this area. This is what I perceive, but my inner voice, not the inner voice of my soul, my inner voice of my ego told me, oh, it must be somewhere far away. It can't be here so close. And so it's possible that you're confused. And then it is important to have a good connection to your spirits, a good connection to your soul and what is happening real. Yeah? There we have some methods to find out. And later, a few years later, one student came to me and said that his cat is gone. And then I did this method of perceiving where it could be again. And I found out, it's close to your house. The cat is in another house and maybe in the third or fourth floor in this area. And somebody has taken your cat home and to this place. And then it was, of course, difficult to get this cat out there. And of course, he was not sure whether I was talking the truth about it. And we did a ritual with the spirits, a shamanic ritual with our spirits. And then the cat suddenly had the ability, when somebody opened the balcony door, that it jumped out, fall quite deep down, but for some reason was a little dizzy, but no bone was broken. And then it was exactly at the same time when the student walked around and wondered, where's my cat? And suddenly it fell down from the house. Yeah? So with the perception, he knew where to look. And with the ritual, it was possible that the cat would come back. So you see, it's possible to use this perception with the third eye for very good things, not just to get authority, for example, like the pretenders like to do it. Yeah? And there are many, many other good things, like you see all the time in anime. So if you like to know more about it, also what I told you about Mikao Usui and the memorial inscription and the possibilities of seeing, then look in my book, my bestseller, The Big Book of Reiki Symbols. There I talk a lot of those realms with spiritual beings. And if you like to be guided and have questions, then come to my community. Link is below. And come also to the next videos where we go in other deep possibilities how to perceive and what actually exists or do not exist in the spiritual world. So